I met Colin on a Saturday night at Elevate Church. His brother Ryan introduced us. That night we went to Ryan and Colin's house to hang out.
She walked into my kitchen with Becca, and then I just asked Ryan and I think Phil, who is that girl? And then they told me who she was, and that sort of sparked my interest.
Everybody went to the basement to watch TV. Ryan needed to talk to our friends Becca and Phil, so they went upstairs to talk, and I was stuck in the basement with Colin and his friend Sam, who I had also just met that night. We were sitting there and Colin was talking to me and Sam decided to leave. So I'm like, oh great, it's only me and Colin now in the basement. Well, Colin was sitting like 4 feet away from me on the couch and he just kept talking and talking.
I know she'll say that I just kept talking and talking like I'm a chatterbox. But I did, I just wanted to talk to her. I want to know who she was.
I was just sitting there thinking, he better not be getting the wrong idea because I am not interested at all. We would hang out in groups quite often.
I would go try to just be nice for her, like she'd come over after church. I made her dinner because I like to say I can cook pretty good.
He made me the best chicken Alfredo I think I've ever had. It was delicious. I also had voice parties every Monday night, and I would just send Colin a message on Facebook letting him know that people were coming over to my house. He wasn't going to be able to come, so I was like, okay, well, maybe next time he'll be able to come. Well, that night, Ryan decided to take my phone, hack my phone, and he texted Colin from my phone.
Unbeknownst to me, good old Ryan snagged her phone and coverted a text message to me, and that's how I got Brooke's number. Because Ryan's a great wingman, even though I didn't ask him to, he knew what to do. I asked her once if she wanted to go on a date, she said no. I asked her twice if she wanted to go on a good date, and she said no.
One day we were hanging out with a group and he realized that my headlight was out in my car, so he told me he was gonna buy me one. And I was like, you don't have to do that, it's okay, it's really okay. Well, that Saturday night when we went over to their house to all hang out, I saw him walking out to their garage, so I followed back behind him, and as I was sitting there, he replaced my headlight, replaced the windshield wiper blades, put Rain-X on my windshield, pumped all my tires up, and I'm just sitting there like, wow, like he's doing all of this stuff, and I was just amazed and in disbelief that like this guy actually is a really nice guy. And I think that night is when the curiosity kind of sprung because I realized how nice of a person he was.
My favorite moment with Brooke was probably the first time I actually told her that I loved her. It was like someone took just a weight off of me because I kept saying I loved everything about her, trying to dance around it.
Colin came up to me and wrapped me in his arms and gave me a hug and started telling me how much he cared about me. And then that's when he said it. He said, I love you. And so I figured that would be the perfect time to tell him I love you back because that's how I've been feeling. And we were both standing there, smiling with tears in our eyes, holding each other's hands. And then all of a sudden my mom walked in the room and sort of interrupted the moment, but it was funny because she's like, oh, okay, well I was just telling you we were home, and I was like, okay, and then she walked out and we just started laughing about it.
My favorite thing about Brooke is probably just her infectious personality and just how happy she is, and I don't know, I just love everything about her.
I love that he is a goofball because I am crazy myself, and so finding someone that can be crazy with me and be a goofball with me, we just laugh all the time. We laugh every time we're hanging out, all the time, and it just makes things a lot of fun.
I think by me and her going to Elevate and God changing, my heart softened my heart, and really, once I, really started following what he wanted me to do, doors started opening, and I know my heart and her heart started changing for, to be in a relationship that, that he was centered on, and, then everything just sort of fell into place after that.
I think during the time that I was saying no to Colin, God was actually preparing both of our hearts for a relationship. We both started going to Elevate around the same time, and both of our hearts were changing, and I think God was just preparing both of us for what was to come. And when God knew that we were both ready for the relationship and for each other, that's when my eyes started opening to how great of a guy Colin actually was. And that's when our relationship started, because we knew